Do you take care of yourself the way that you take care of others? If I'm being really honest with myself, the answer to that for me is no. Let me give you a quick example. I have a little baby, she's 3 months old. I'm always listening out for what her needs are so that I can meet them. Is she hungry? Is she tired? Does she need my attention? And one of the reasons why I do this is because I love seeing how happy she gets when she has her needs met. So many parents know this. We love our children and we love to see them smile. And we know that you're not going to get a baby smiling if you ignore their needs. If you don't give them food, if you don't give them milk, if you don't give them attention, if you don't give them what they need, you can have a completely different child. In fact, research shows that the difference between meeting a child's needs and not meeting a child's needs is huge. It can be the difference between a child that is thriving and being the best version of themselves, discovering what their passions are, and just really blossoming into this amazing human being, as opposed to children who don't have their needs met tend to struggle a bit more in their lives, who maybe is finding that life isn't so easy for them. And they may actually be falling behind at school, and life is so much more difficult for them. Now, even though we know this about children, I started thinking about, does this happen to adults? What happens if you as an adult ignore your own needs? And what happens if you meet your needs? And that's when the penny drops, and I realized I am an example of someone who doesn't meet my needs. And the impact of that is that I am not thriving. Now, I'm not talking about, don't thrive, don't survive, thrive. That's corny. What I'm talking about is, I don't know what your to-do list is, but for me as a mom, I'm always putting my children first. And then I'm thinking about my husband and what his career needs are because he is the provider of the family. So I'm thinking about what he needs. And then I'm thinking about my business and my clients because my clients are my clients. I'm trying to meet their needs. And then what my needs are, it's almost as though they don't matter. Now, I don't know what your situation is, but what do you tend to put first? What do you tend to put above your own needs? Now, there's nothing wrong with making sure that everyone else's needs are met. In other words, it's great that you're looking to serve people. However, are you simultaneously actually trying to make sure that you meet your own needs too? And that's the key word, too. And I feel like I need this video myself, so maybe I'm actually creating this video for myself. I hope it resonates with you. But I've realized that I don't try and meet my needs too. In other words, if I'm hungry, I try not to think about it. I try and focus on whatever it is that I'm doing at the time. If I'm tired, I try not to think about it. I try and focus on whatever it is I need to do at the time. If there's anything that I feel like I need to feel alive and to feel better, I try not to think about it. And instead, I'll tell myself, I'll get to this later. Let me have that bath that helps me feel rejuvenated later. Let me have my meal later. Let me do this later. And in the end, sometimes later doesn't come for weeks. Sometimes it doesn't come for months. And it got me thinking, who would I be if I was someone who was actually taking care of my needs? Who would I be that would actually be aware of what my needs are? And if I actually met them, how much happier would I be? How much more would I be able to give to my children? How much more would I be able to give to this business? How much more would I be able to give in my marriage if I actually figured out what my needs are and I made time to meet them? In other words, if I took my needs as seriously as I took other people's needs. Because the reality is that I don't know about you, but I don't seem to have a problem meeting other people's needs. I don't have a problem feeding my baby. I don't have a problem trying to put my baby to sleep. In fact, it feels like that's what I must do, and it's a non-negotiable. I will never allow myself to go a day not feeding my child. I have to feed her. And yet, I don't have the same level of commitment to myself. So this has got me thinking about one question, which is why, and if you take care of yourself as well as other people, then maybe this doesn't apply to you. But if you find yourself resonating with what I'm saying and you realize that you're not taking care of yourself as well, one question that I'm asking myself this weekend is, why not? What stories do you have around why you can't or you shouldn't or you don't do it? One story that I'm thinking of in my mind is that I'm not as important. You know, my kids are more important, my family's more important, my work is more important than me. And I'm going to be asking myself, why do I think that everybody else is more important? In fact, it feels embarrassing. It's like an ego. Like, do I really want to say on YouTube that I want to be as important or more important than everyone else? Like, that's embarrassing. I feel much more comfortable saying aloud that everybody else is more important. And even if it's true, the reality is that a good enough reason to not water what my needs are? I think we all know how easy it is to kill plants, right? If you don't water them, nothing good happens, unless if you have a plant that is like a miraculous thing that just like grows even if you completely ignore it. But most things require attention. Most things require love, and most things require effort to grow and to blossom. And so if you want to blossom into the best version of yourself, if you want to grow and do the things that you want to do with your life, if you want to feel as happy as you want to be, it's important that we water ourselves and we nurture ourselves the way we do other people. Anyways, that's it from today's video. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Jo Randolph, and on this channel, I share little things you could do to feel more joy every day. If you liked this video, please share it with a friend. I'd love to share my messages with as many people as I can so that together we can feel more joy, not only within our own homes, but also within our friends and within our community. So anyways, I shall see you again soon. All right,